And we are rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. And we are here with Melissa Galianos and Victoria Sanchez and special guest Jade. How's it
She's
going,
going to be in
everybody?
and out.
Amazing. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm going to give myself a little closey here. I have one contact lens, ladies and gentlemen. That's the kind of day it's been. But here we are live, having fun with three beautiful human beings right here. We have Melissa Galianos from Radioactive, and we have returning to the show for the first time in a long time, Victoria Sanchez, one of my first guests on the show from season one, one of my favorite human beings,
And mine.
and it has been way too long. And before I even met you, I remember Melissa going on and on and on about how lovely Victoria Sanchez is,
Yeah.
and how Disney princess nice she actually is in real life.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You just can't say, there's nothing. I was like, I can't not love this person. She's so nice. She remembers things about me at auditions. And I'm like, how do you even know or care about me?
But I loved you too instantly. Instantly. It was mutual.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it sure was.
Okay, so the question on everybody's mind is, you both spent a part of your career in Canadian history portraying teenagers after the fact you were teenagers in fictional high schools. And Edison High and Upper Redwood High were very different high schools. As a fan and friend of the show, Rocky Buckland would say that Upper Redwood High seemed to have about 2 teachers and about 6 students. Tell me about the audition process, because let's go back. Student Bodies came about a year before Radioactive, and Melissa, I believe you were trying out for some of these roles. Let's hear about Victoria. Tell us about your audition to get Student Bodies.
Oh my God. Okay, so my audition. Okay, so I came out of theater school, and in theater school we learned a lot about the basics and the foundation of acting, but it was more towards theater, and we didn't learn a lot about what goes on in an audition room. So the first audition I did, Student Bodies was, I think, the second or third audition I did. And I was still walking in with full-on props.
Okay.
So, well, the first, so I gotta kind of tell the story of the first one. The first one was for a show called Watatatao, and that was my first audition. And I remember being super, super prepared. And and when I walked in, I had bags filled with props, and I built the set in the room.
Okay.
So I built the set in the room. I had an ironing board. I had clothes. I had a phone. And meanwhile, everyone was watching me very quietly, trying to probably not piss their pants laughing. And anyway, they probably thought it was very cute, and they gave me the role. And then Student Bodies came soon after, and I was already pretty clumsy to begin with. I still am. Right. Still am. And so I had brought some books and some pens as if I was walking around school to my locker, but I walked in and I just tripped, and everything went flying all over the room, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm picking everything up, and they were like, yeah, you got the role.
Isn't that great when something can be considered an ailment, it turns around and becomes a superpower when it comes to getting roles, I should say. Melissa,
Yeah.
did you try out for Student Bodies before landing one of the lead roles in Radioactive a year later?
I did. I auditioned for Mags.
Wow.
I did. And it was fun. I remember thinking, oh, this sounds so much like, a hilarious character. But, it didn't end up going that way for me. Radioactive came along, and I was a big fan of the Police Academy movies. And there's this cop, Lieutenant Fackler, and he was a klutz. And every time I would see Victoria, I would think of, watch it, it's Fackler. And I was so like, oh, she gets to be that person that drops stuff and then turns around to pick it up and nails someone in the leg or whatever. And I just thought that was hilarious.
That was my favorite part of playing that character. And then I got less and less clumsy throughout seasons, the episodes. I don't know what happened, but I'm still clumsy in real life.
So, yes, so am I.
Yes, I know.
I'm not getting paid for it, though.
I wish I was still getting paid for it.
Okay, so here we are. you, Melissa, actually appeared on an episode of Student Bodies. But actually, what I want to know is, when did you two meet? Like the two of you, because you guys are like real life buds. So like, when did the two of you? When did your paths cross?
Did we meet on the show or did we meet at auditions, Melissa?
Probably at auditions. I certainly knew of you because I knew anytime Victoria walks in, it's like,
Oh, come on.
we've got some competition here.
Oh,
But
come on.
and then I did the show, and you were there, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's Victoria, and she's so beautiful, and you're just the like cartoonishly nice, but in the best possible way. You were so warm and welcoming, and I mean everybody was, and I already knew Jessica Goldapple because we took acting classes together, so
Oh,
I already
yeah.
knew that was super chill with her. But I don't know, I was just probably because I admired you for such a long time, and then I was so not disappointed when I actually did get to meet you, and then later on we'd see each other at auditions, and you're like, oh, you changed your hair, and I'm like, you noticed these things?
You always changed your hair. You always had the best makeup on, and you always changed your hair different colors every time I saw you.
Thanks.
And today I changed my hair for the first
Yes.
time in like 20 years.
It's so gorgeous. I love it.
I needed a
love
change.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in the world. So I just, hey.
Look at how red it is.
It's my midlife crisis move.
Dude, I
yeah,
cut my
and
own
it's gonna
bangs.
It's going to get redder even.
I should have changed. I just went on YouTube and I did like this, and I did the twist, and then I cut bangs, and I don't know how I feel about it, but we're just gonna go with it.
But you didn't cut them too much. It's not like the bangs I had on Student Bodies. Do you guys remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't want those bangs. You didn't want those bangs, if I remember.
I did not want those bangs. They were too short. And my daughter actually did the same thing a couple of years ago.
They're growing.
Recently. She did like twice or three times where it was really quiet in the bathroom, and I was like, what's going on? And then I would see her, and she was like, yeah. Now she regrets it, though, because look, it's still trying to grow out.
Yeah, it's...
I'm seeing that we're getting a lot of questions. So before we go down even further down memory lane, I'm just going to read a couple of the preschool ones. A gentleman named Jeff Edmonds says, "My 2 elementary school crushes." Wow, isn't that nice? Well, thank you for having a crush on me. I appreciate that, Jeff. Yeah.
Good taste.
You do.
Okay. Actually, I believe it's once again. Sorry, one contact lens in. Mr. Wogu.
I'm missing 2, Ryan.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah. We're all
I'm not
seeing
getting my
impaired right
appointment
now.
until mid-month, so I'm seeing very blurry right now. So if you see me squinting, that's why.
Gotcha.
Okay.
They're asking, what made you drop the clumsy act in season 2, Victoria?
I didn't drop it. It wasn't I wasn't writing the episodes. I don't know. I think she gained confidence. The character gained confidence as she started being more included into the group, and then maybe that's what made her less clumsy.
I like that because it wasn't one-dimensional. She evolved, like the character evolved and grew and matured before people's eyes on the show, because the show was like 3 years, so people got a chance to see her develop. So
that's true. And just going through some more questions. Oh, Amanda's asking something, Victoria. You remember Amanda? Yeah.
Amanda?
Amanda's asking if there was a 4th season of Student Bodies, which there should have been, but never too late to make it. Grace would have returned from Cambridge University. What storylines would you like to have? What storylines would you like to have had for Grace? And Melissa, what was it like being an episode of Student Bodies? So let's, Victoria, what do you think Grace comes back season 4 from the future as a robot?
No.
Come with me if you want to.
Amanda always has the best questions. There was some really good episodes after I left too that I was like, damn, I would have liked to do that, like the film noir one and the vampire one, and I mean, those were super cool. If I had to come back, I mean, I would like it. I would like to do something now where everyone gets back together for a reunion like we did last year. And it's kind of, the whole gang, but in our 40s and still with our quirks and our characters, and but mixed in with a little bit of real life, and that I would like to do. And I know that it'd be fun for everybody to do that.
Awesome. And let's talk a little bit, considering she brought it up, let's talk a little bit about Victor in Love. In fact, I can play a little bit of Victor in Love right now, actually, as we...
Can I just say, I just want to say thank you to Romer MG Tao that said, these girls have aged like wine, seriously.
Wow. Thank you. Where do you
Isn't
see the
that
comments?
lovely?
I don't see the comments.
I'm reading them previously on Facebook, but I will be showing them as we go. We're just multitasking. All right, so I'm going to be playing a little bit of Victor in Love in the background here as we continue to go. So let's talk a little bit about Melissa. Tell about, you get this role. You come on and you're supposed to be this kind of like evil, money grubbing, like,
gold digging
supervillain. And you get to come and hang out with your girl, Victoria. Like, tell us about your day on the set there.
It was awesome. It was fun. I had already seen the show, so to be in the show was just like really surreal. I got a huge kick out of that, and it was shot in a real school, eh, Victoria?
Yep. Yeah,
Real
we even
school.
had the bell go off and everything when it was lunchtime.
Yeah.
It was really surreal because we felt like we were high school kids again, for real.
And
Okay.
I thought the directing was the directing was really cool too. Like I forget the gentleman who was the director on the day that I was there, but that
We
was
had
fun.
different directors. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember you had to play this like kind of bad girl, but you were so sweet
Thank you.
in person as well. And oh my god, I was like constantly like just mesmerized by your eyes too. You had
Oh my
such
god.
intense,
to
beautiful
say.
eyes.
That's so sweet coming from you of all people. Oh my god.
What are you?
I
Ryan.
remember everyone knew their lines. Like I don't remember ever like nobody being on top of their stuff. So you guys had something going where it was a really well-run, well-oiled machine, that's for sure. And Mick, who plays Victor, he was super dedicated. He would start running lines just like that in front of me, like in the cafe scene, and he never said, "Oh, just be sorry, I'm gonna just practice my lines." He just did it because that was the space. It's like we're on a TV show, and I want to do the best possible job. And he just ran lines, practiced. I thought everyone was really professional.
We really loved our jobs. I mean, we were so lucky to be on this show, and we were super lucky to we had rehearsals, which rarely happens on television.
Wow.
So we were extremely blessed. And
there I am.
there you are.
There she is. Let's hear a bit of her.
That's Melissa.
There's nothing to hear. I just started making out with him, and
Cute. Oh my god,
God.
that's right.
I'm cringing.
Hey,
Please,
bro.
I love
God.
this makeup scene so much.
You have a thing for guys who dye their hair blonde, that's for sure.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I couldn't even do a kissing scene nowadays. I wouldn't know how to even do that anymore.
Trust me, it gets harder and harder.
Where's Victoria?
Oh, I was always in there randomly.
Yeah, but
In and
something
out.
something I really liked about what happened with you and Mark in the second season is you got your own like title cards, and like really they brought like these two
Yeah.
friend of the friends characters, and then they made you essential cast members, and your storylines were essential too. I love that about the evolution of the show.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean. Like I became more part of the gang as the show evolved.
Yeah, then you got to be in part of those high fives, and
Yes.
those all for one and one for all. I've only met Nicole once, and it was at the Fan Expo reunion from a few years ago. And
Was that the only time you met her?
yeah, and she absolutely love it. Katie was on the show 2 weeks ago.
I
And-
know. I wanted to come on, and I tried, and I couldn't make it. But I love Katie, and I love Jessica. I miss her so much. And Erin is in
Love
town
Jessica.
right now, but she arrived just on lockdown.
And here you are sharing a card with Mark Taylor, like
That's
kind of just being like, "Hey, evolution, check it out, check it out, aliens."
Jade's going through my pictures.
What? My pictures.
All right. Anyway, so we're about to see. Here you are, staring
Oh.
menacingly, lovingly in his eyes.
Okay, how much are you gonna play of this? I'm cringing my face off.
I know.
I
That's
really,
kind of
really
like why
am.
we're doing
Look
this right
how
now.
cute you look.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
Jessica Goldapple, I miss you. I don't know if you're watching. I miss you.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Jessica so
Me
much.
too. She's out
Anybody,
in LA.
anybody who's watching this right now, push that share button. Tag friends, man. Let's.
I thought you said push that chair button. I was like,
Why would I say push
So
that share
insane.
button?
I don't know. Okay, this is too much me here, honey. Let's yeah.
The
Okay.
costumes were always hilarious on Student Bodies.
Yeah.
We had some funky costumes.
Very preppy.
I
Very
had
preppy.
some of the worst ones.
Yeah, but you could pull anything off though. You look good in everything.
No,
Yeah, but they gave
I
you
could
some
pull
weird
out.
pants, man.
I could pull some out where you would maybe take that back, Melissa.
Everybody,
I had
happen.
like furry pink sweater with green plastic pants.
I remember that.
Zebra top on top of leopard prints. Like, it was out there.
I feel like anytime they had a new idea, they often tried it out on you. Is that possible?
Me or Mags.
okay.
Yeah. We had we were the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
I'm getting
But some stuff was so out there that it was memorable. So the girls, they were doing their job.
Yes.
I'm getting a cool question.
Right.
This one's for Victoria. This is from Chris Drysdale. What was it like
Chris.
working on the TV show 15 Love?
Oh, I was only there for one episode, but I remember walking on that show and just being in awe with the young talent on that show, because I was already like not so young. Like I had been through what they were going through. So it brought some nostalgia when I walked in there and saw them all, like a tight gang of friends, and I would see the emerging talent coming out, and I'm big on that. I love to discover talent. So I was like, that one, she's going to go far, and she's going to go far, and he's going to do some interesting things. Like, I was already like predicting where these actors were going to go. And Megan Rath ended up doing super well. And Sarah, oh my God, I forget her name, Sarah Labrosse or something. No, I forget her name. She was super young. She used to play, she was a young tennis player. Now she's doing really well here in Quebec.
Nice.
Anyway, I just felt this kind of little nostalgia mixed in with the feeling their excitement of what they were living, because we had gone through it on Student Bodies. But I wasn't on that show very long. It was one episode.
So you still got a taste of it. That's really cool. And speaking of a taste, I believe I probably can assume what the answer is. But Chris Drysdale also asked a very cool question from Melissa. It says, if you could pick any cast member from Student Bodies to show up on the show Radioactive, who would you pick?
Who, me?
Yeah, this question's from Melissa.
Radioactive, sorry.
Your show.
I was waiting for Victoria to answer. Oh man. Oh God.
To go on Radioactive.
I think if Grace came on the show, it would be very well suited for Radioactive, because Radioactive is just super campy. So I think you'd fit right in with stuff falling on the floor. There'd probably be a bit of I could picture George falling in love with her, and then Wilner would get competitive, and then Andrew would just think that he's got all that it takes, and then she probably wouldn't care about him, and that would be funny.
And she'd end up with
awesome.
George.
You thought I wasn't even allowed. I couldn't even audition for it.
Because you were doing Student Bodies?
Because I was on Student Bodies. The schedules were just not aligned or something.
Because we had all these imaginary, fake girls that the guys were talking about, like Linda Paloons and Wendy Gwendolyn. Finally, we got a guest. It was Mandy Schaefer came on and played. Wendy Gwendolyn. Someone actually real showed up.
She's beautiful. She was beautiful back then. I haven't seen her in a little while, but she's married to one of my best friend's cousins.
Is Jeff Roop the guy from Back Country?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
He's Adam McDonald's cousin. So Adam McDonald is one of my best friends, and he's the writer-director of Pie Wacket, a movie that I produced. And Jeff Roop is his cousin, was an amazing actor.
I didn't know he was his cousin.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in Adam's first film, Backcountry, and which, if you guys haven't seen, you have to see that film. It's phenomenal.
It scared the living hell out of me.
Yeah, it's super good, super good. And Jeff is with Mandy.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
See,
small world.
there's like this because he was on Vampire High,
Yeah,
and Mandy
that's
was
another
all
show I
over.
didn't get to audition for that I wished I could have been on. All my friends were on that show.
But didn't
Oh,
you
yeah?
do Big Wolf on Campus? You did a Big Wolf on Campus, right?
Yeah, but it was one episode. That was the thing, is that when you were on a show, you could only, do so much. But Vampire High is a show I would have loved to be on as well.
I'm going to share a screen, a little scene. I'm glad we organically brought up Big Wolf on Campus because I kind of want to show a little scene of you playing a character called Medusa.
Oh my
And
God.
that recently appeared on
We saw it
YouTube.
recently.
Yeah,
Like, it's so good. But then
It
It
really-
is good.
it is. All you horror fans out there, you got to check out Big Wolf on Campus. It's on YouTube right now. So let's give it a little. Oh wait, I got to add to the stream. Hang on. Did I?
Oh, he was so funny.
There you go. Here we go. Okay, so this is right before Victoria comes on screen here.
Oh my God!
there
Look at
she
those
is.
eyes. Honey, we're hearing some student
Yeah.
noise. Yeah.
I don't know if that's part of the show.
No,
What's that sound?
the screaming was from something else.
There we go. Yeah,
There we go.
we're good.
You look like Claudia Schiffer, Victoria.
Wow. It's funny, I used to get that a lot. I used to get that and Brigitte Bardot, and I recently put something on my Instagram. You know that face swap thing or face app?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? Reface.
Look at your Claudia Schiffer face. You're so gorgeous. It's insane.
You turned that man into a wolf. You did.
Look at that
That's
Victoria
why.
Sanchez face.
That's why you need contact lenses.
The makeup on, oh my God.
You look so pretty.
Oh, my daughter says I look pretty. Thank you. That was 20 years ago.
These hands. I missed those.
I saw that recently, and it's crazy. You know,
Yeah, against the
with
screen.
girls' insecurities, I remember when I was that age in those shows, I used to not think I was pretty.
That's so big.
I used to think I was super insecure, and then you look back, 20 years later, and you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
I'm like,
I
I
wasn't
was
that
quite
bad.
a dish.
I was quite the dish.
I find you look pretty much the same.
I think so too.
No, you really do. You look. You're not one of those people that's unrecognizable. You still pretty much look exactly like that.
Well, you do too. You do too.
Ah.
My brother said something interesting the other day. He's like, I always remember people the way.
Oh, you're in this episode a lot though. That's great.
Wait. What were you saying? What'd your brother say?
Oh, he's so funny. He was so great in this show. Danny Smith, right?
I thought for sure if ever I do if I ever had a chance to be on this show, that I would for sure fall in love with that guy.
I liked
he was
it.
so charismatic. They were both charismatic, those two guys. Very, very charismatic and super fun. But he was so funny. He had
He
this.
was funny.
Remember Ducky?
Yeah.
in Pretty in Pink?
Oh yeah.
He had
Oh,
a
I
bit
don't know
of that
that.
quality. But anyway, I was saying that my brother the other day said that he always remembers people how they looked when he first met them.
Okay.
Oh.
So I think it kind of sticks to you, because don't you find a lot of the times you'll see a friend you haven't seen in 20 years and you're like, they look the same?
Yeah.
I find
So
with,
maybe it's 'cause
especially
it's just in your head, stays in your head how you remember them when
Well,
you
that's
first.
nice.
What I think is I should have tried a little harder the first day I met your brother because his first impression is now like permanent, and I recall not being very cleanliness that day. So crap. Well, maybe I'll reintroduce myself to your brother in a disguise with like a big fake mustache, but I'll straighten my hair out. I'll get a
So
haircut.
when did you meet
and
my brother for the first time? Was it at Comic-Con?
when we shot that video for the doggies for Rosie's dog adoption.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was super cool. I thought you guys met at Comic-Con because he was a big Comic-Con guy. He talked at Comic-Con as well.
We got this great comment here, man. Morton and George Goodwin were my spirit animals. I think those two totally could have really gotten a serious crossover together. But funny enough, Ryan Wilner auditioned for that part.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
And apparently he did the theme song for the show as well. Patrick Furtado is pointing out.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Derek Dash says Grace looks like she could go on the Student Body set tomorrow. I know. I could not agree more.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're just going to keep. It's true.
Like,
We're going to make it awkward for you because it's the truth.
A big shout out to Ryan Lint. He is one of the people responsible for making sure that so many episodes of Radioactive are currently on YouTube. So,
nice.
Hi, Ryan.
Awesome.
Hi, Ryan.
Another Ryan. There's something about Ryans, you know?
Yeah.
Like Ryan is keeping this, our Ryan, you, Ryan, are keeping these 90s nostalgic, like, TV shows alive. And what you did for the Student Bodies reunion is unbelievable. I showed it recently to Frank, and he was super impressed.
Oh, thank you very much. But Melissa was the major editing factor in that show, in that reunion special.
Right. You did the editing, Melissa.
Some of the editing.
Because I told her, I'm like, you know what you do with weddings and you make everyone cry? Do that here.
Thank you. I have a question, Victoria. Did Frank watch the show when he was younger?
Well, if he did, he hasn't admitted it to me yet.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I
hope he starts watching it.
But I did show him the reunion thing, and he thought it was super cool. I really love how you guys edited that and did the whole thing, because it's just so moving. I hadn't seen it in a while.
Must have been nice to see all the people were so happy to see you all, and the room was full. It was
that
great.
Room shot when we get in, like before getting in and then getting in, it was just like, wow. Oh, yeah. We had no idea how many fans we had. None.
Yeah, that was the interesting thing, everybody out there, is that I believe I sent you, Vic and Jamie, a little video. You guys were getting ready to come down, and I had went ahead to the room to, scope it out. And I remember the lineup was just so long, and how pleased I was to be able to send that video and be like, hey, all that Canadian humble crap you've been saying all day.
And that was without any publicity for the show. And, we had all these shows had Radioactive and Student Bodies and Big Wolf and Vampire High had, the amount of publicity of marketing that a U.S. show has. Mm-hmm. It would be unbelievable.
We'd still be seeing royalties.
Were all underground, like hidden, came out of the dark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Canada's good for that.
Remember?
Yeah.
We got so many comments happening. Everybody make sure write some comments, and if I didn't see it before.
Aww.
But a lot of people, like my buddy John is saying, like, both Radioactive and Student Bodies were amazing shows. And I really truly feel that those shows and Big Wolf, they all really belonged in this, and Breaker High, they all belonged in this kind of time period where it's like, hey, this is fun high school. Like, I think
Ryan. Sorry, go ahead. Your mom says you are all so talented. Thank you, Ruth. That's Frank's mom.
Hi, Ruth.
It's interesting how Student Bodies, I think, delved deepest into the more dramatic side about being a teenager, but still nobody was ODing. They're getting drunk, but it's kind of funny that when I was in high school,
Victor get drunk once.
Yeah, when I was in high school and Radioactive was airing, it wasn't my business anymore, but the first season of Student Bodies hit when I was about 10 or 11 years old, or 12, I should say, and that spoke to me, and the goofiness spoke to me. But it's funny that every other show on TV would kind of show you, every high school show would be a scared straight program, but it was kind of nice to just see teenagers having fun, and you're like, I can't wait to get to high school, and then Adam Sandler's hands appear out of nowhere and say, no. You stay here.
Don't you say that. Stay here.
So,
Billy Madison.
It's a good point.
On that note, a friend of the show, Bernadette, is asking, what's your favorite episode of each of your shows? So, Victoria, let's start with you. What's your favorite episode you can think of Student Bodies?
Oh my gosh, I liked the double date one. I liked the game show one, and I liked the snowed in one that I remember. There's a lot, I don't remember all of them, to be honest.
I was fond of the beating you bestowed upon Elman.
Yeah, that was the game show one. I like that one. And the bloopers are particularly funny. I used to really love the Student Bodies bloopers. Was it fun watching bloopers? I love bloopers.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have a very large comment, but I'm going to read it because I'm going to try my best. All right. Thoughts on the impact of Student Bodies and Radioactive, where still today, after 25 years, fans are still keeping up with both shows and cast members. There's a question. I'm so sorry. One contact lens. But it just goes to show how both shows spoke to the audience. Quality, reality, everyday challenges, etc. Today's youth, our kids don't have these type of shows today. It's true, because every show about teens is about dying and pregnancy. It's true.
You can ask her about it. Her favorite shows, Riverdale and Stranger Things.
Oh, no way. Cool.
You're a fan of Sad and Muscles? That's cool.
Oh, and now Sons of Anarchy, apparently.
Also Sad with Muscles. That's a good evolution.
That delightful.
See, these kids can't sit through shows like Student Bodies anymore.
I
No.
love Student Bodies.
Yay.
Oh. Jade, let's hear your thoughts on Student Bodies and your mom's work on it.
Well, I thought the acting was pretty good for back then.
Good one, yes.
Good answer.
But I found it kind of embarrassing when my mom was kissing like other guys.
Oh,
That's so cute. Yeah, she got into it though. She really got into Big Wolf. Big Wolf. Yeah, she's like, oh, I want to watch more of those shows. Oh,
yeah.
look, Winnie just wrote she's watching. One of our friends is watching. Hi, Winnie.
Hi, Winnie.
All right.
Oh, we miss you, girls. These are our
All right.
friends.
Sure.
So people are. Was there a real school newspaper or radio station in either of your schools?
That's funny because it was always funny to open up those newspapers and what was in them, because it was just so much gibberish that we would have fun just trying to read what was on them and what the art department tried to put together. But the art department did such a great job, but obviously they don't have to fill those in with real information. But it was always funny. They would crack jokes and put funny little dirty jokes and stuff in there, and we'd laugh.
Amazing.
I had a radio station at my high school, and I remember the only interaction I had with it was knocking on the door saying, "Hey, who sings that song that you were playing?" And he goes, "Snap," because it was Rhythm is a or it was a Snap song. I think it was Rhythm is a Dancer.
Oh, you meant in our real schools? I thought you
Yeah,
meant
in
on
your
the
real-
show.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that
No.
was in my real school in Boucherville.
Oh, yeah. No, we had a DJ. I remember that. We had a DJ, and that was kind of fun. I don't remember there being a newspaper thing.
Me
I
neither.
don't remember. I found that funny, too, when I got onto Student Bodies. I was like, this is a thing?
Right?
But it was more like an American thing. No?
Okay.
What about you, Ryan? Did you have that at your school?
We had one. We had one issue, and it might have been at my insistence, but it wasn't Student Bodies related. But it's I think I fell in love with Student Bodies because I wanted to be like an artist when I was younger, and now that I can't draw at all. It's funny the way that turns out, but definitely I always loved about. Well, Radioactive now too. I've since seen all the shows, but I love the friendship factor, and I love when people who aren't friends become friends in the journey to do so. Because everybody getting along right away is a little insincere. That's like a Barney the Purple Dinosaur episode. But a little adversity, and then coming together, and then they're friends at the end of that. That's what I love.
Yes. Yeah. And we had that going on both shows, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
Someone has asked, I feel bad ignoring it. Melissa, can you give us a little radioactive broadcast on any topic you want? I don't have a way of saying anything except greetings, fellow prisoners. PMT slot hits and stuff is where it's at. That's all I can say.
You can do better. You can do better than that. That was filled with hesitation.
Because Victoria doesn't.
Morgan Lee.
No.
Morgan Lee is a boss. Let's hear you be a boss.
No. Greetings, fellow prisoners. We're here talking to Victoria Sanchez, who played Grace on Student Bodies, and good times. Her daughter Jade is right next to her, and Ryan's in the other room. Enjoy the show. See,
That's amazing.
I don't have anything.
Woo!
I
By
just
the way,
didn't want to
I
ignore
love
it.
your voice stuff, Melissa. Your accents that you were doing, that you were putting up online, they were amazing.
Thank you.
You are really, a really talented voice actress.
Well, I should start a TikTok.
You should. Do you have one?
No, I'm
Do
kidding.
you have one?
No, God, no. I'm 41.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
No, I was
get
gonna
it.
say. I was gonna tell her to go find you. You should.
Oh, Jade, what is TikTok? What is it for?
You don't know what TikTok is? 1 sec.
No, what are
Okay.
you doing?
I don't know. If I join
TikTok
TikTok,
is an app that is like you film videos on it with like music, and you can do dances or like other
Okay.
stuff.
She's pretty good at that stuff. She
I've
learns them in
seen-
like 2 seconds.
Oh, because I was wondering why there's a bunch of people doing the same choreography, and it's like, oh, it's a thing that's going around, and you pick up
Yeah.
on it, and like Reese Witherspoon and Jessica Alba are doing these things with their kids.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's so
So,
many people,
yeah.
into it, especially during confinement. I think a lot of people lost their minds and went on TikTok.
Justin Bieber.
Melissa and I are very
Yeah.
fond of dressing up our dog in various outfits. No, we're not.
No, we don't. Dress
You
up
can
our
put your
dog.
dog on TikTok. He could have his own channel. How's Fox doing?
Aw. He's
Cool.
good.
He's having
thank
he's
you.
having a nap over there. He's
Oh,
and
Fox, he's so cute.
he's enjoying it.
How about you? You got where's Akira? Where's it? I know
Oh,
Akira was
go
in
get
Ryan's
Akira, go
birthday
get Akira.
video.
Go get
Oh no,
Akira.
that's okay.
All right,
Yes,
so
Akira.
moving
He's-
right along, I just like to say to the audience
Wait.
members, thank you so much for all your comments so far. There is so many of them.
Are we gonna be able to see these comments? Because I can't see them right now. That's for sure.
Well, Victoria, you couldn't see them even if I put them on screen, and that's
I
because
know,
you don't have
I
any
know.
glasses on.
Don't be silly.
Take
You know,
screenshots or something.
Okay.
Before we
well,
go, you guys gotta meet Akira.
yeah,
Oh.
for sure. Hey, Victoria.
Oh,
Now that is
yes.
the Halloween season.
wait, look, it's Akira. Thanks,
Akira, say
Jade.
hi.
Aw.
Precious kitty.
Oh,
Aw.
giant.
Oh,
My giant cat.
So fluffy.
Hi.
Aw.
Look at that fluffy, fresh kitten.
He
Hi.
looks like he's a Miyazaki cat.
He looks like he smells
Look
so
how big
good.
he is. But he lost
Oh.
weight. He lost a little bit of weight.
A little bit.
Little puffball.
Victoria, before we, well, I'm not sure how much time you have today, but I definitely want to touch about it. We are about to go into the Halloween season, and Student Bodies did a Halloween episode in
Oh,
which
yes.
it's kind of your first episode all about you in a way.
Yeah, it was. I think it was my first episode.
You might have been in the
No.
background here or there, but like this was like a
I don't know why,
raised
but
episode.
I think that was my first episode. And
Really?
it was with one of my best friends, Adam Frost.
Oh, I know him. I
Remember Adam?
remember. I don't
He's
know him, but I've
a-
seen him.
He's out in Los Angeles, and he writes Castle, the show Castle.
No way.
Yep.
Adam Frost. Oh.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
Very
just
good
remember
friends with
thinking,
Adam
oh, that
Frost.
guy's so dreamy.
He's still very cute.
Yeah.
But he
Awesome.
went more into the writing for some. He liked the writing, which
So-
I don't blame him. I'm really into the writing and directing I did and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
So,
well, you've got
it's-
a lot of different hats. You've got the producer's cap that you put on, and how did that come
the
about?
mom hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question, Victoria. Like the producer had, you produced this amazing horror movie called Pie Wacket. It's a great time to talk about it because it's about to be Halloween.
Yeah, you guys, if you guys want to watch a really good one, I'm really proud of that one. There's a lot of work throughout my life that I'm not super proud of, but this one is definitely on the top. Written and directed by Adam McDonald, and I was one of the producers with Jonathan Bronfman and Andrew Bronfman, and Jeff Sackman. And anyway, it's a slow burn, psychological like goth horror. But it's more of a relationship between a mother and a daughter. So it's not gore, but it's definitely worth seeing. Actually, she said she shouldn't be watching horror movies, but she's a big horror fan. She gets it from somewhere. And we made about 50 top 10 horror lists in 2017 and 2018, right up there with
Amazing.
Hereditary and A Quiet Place.
Holy Lord.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So check
it's
out-
just we were a hair away from being picked up by A24, but Hereditary got picked up by A24. My life would be elsewhere had we been picked up by A24, but that's the nature of business.
Yeah.
So everyone check out Pyewacket. That's Pyewacket. Pyewacket.
Good job, Brian. You got
Very,
it.
very cool. Here's a great question from Robert. It says, is there any particular role you've always wanted to play that would be a dream role for you? Who would like to go first?
I can go first. Sarah Sanderson in Hocus Pocus. I've always loved her.
Ooh.
Or well, I'm saying her because I was a kid at the time, but Ariana Richards, the blonde child in Jurassic Park, that was it for a long time. I wanted to play a role like that. So I guess Laura
Nice.
Dern now.
And you could do it right now as a 41-year-old, just, pretending to be 11, just with the same sensibilities, taking out the flashlight, just honking the horns, doing everything wrong in a Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah. That scene where the glass comes down on the kids there in the Jeep, apparently, what was that, an accident or something, and shooting, and they kept it? Anyways, I'm getting off topic.
No, that's amazing. And sweetie, I think you would be amazing if there was any more Hocus Pocus out there. You first of all, not only your beauty, your eyes, but your complexion. You could show up to a Tim Burton set, and then makeup and the makeup person would just be like,
seriously, like you're
wait, I'll do it now.
B-type.
The makeup person would be like,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I completely agree. And it's funny because I was going to say it's any Tim Burton movie. But we should be on a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah,
you and I, Melissa. We should do this.
Victoria, you want to be. I remember asking you this before at the Fan Expo. You said like a period piece with Johnny Depp. Like that's pretty much
a period piece with Johnny Depp, directed by Tim Burton. I mean that was always the dream, or Jim Jarmusch, something directed by Jim Jarmusch. I love period pieces. If you ask me what kind of roles I would have liked to play, like I thought you meant like that haven't been done. But if it's roles that have been done, like roles like, I mean, anything that Winona Ryder played.
Oh yeah.
From Heathers to Edward Scissorhands, like
Beetlejuice.
We recently saw Beetlejuice in New York.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did too. Thank God, someone else has seen it. Great, we could talk about it. Jade, I need to hear your opinion.
Good.
I'm old and dated, but it still blew my mind. Tell me if you're.
What do you think of Beetlejuice in New York?
I loved it.
Isn't it
It's
insane?
our first Broadway play, and we just decided to go to New York. I was like, get in the car, we're going to New York.
Love it. Love it.
To New York.
We went. Melissa and I went just about a year ago at the beginning of October. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when did we went? When it was close to New Year's? No,
It was like in
January. When did you guys go? November.
October, yeah.
November. So we went 2 months after you guys.
Wow.
Oh, it's so
The
amazing.
costumes,
The set, like what they do, is just nuts.
and the way that the guy playing Beetlejuice, how he could do the entire play and sing in that raspy voice.
I know, poor guy.
I was like, how the frig does he do that?
Oh
Yeah, because he's putting it on. It's not his natural speaking voice. No
If
way.
I tried to do that for 5 minutes, I would ruin my vocal cords.
Yeah.
You know,
He
like,
must have so much syrup in his mouth at all times.
but it's throughout the whole play, every night, twice a day.
Yeah, but
That amazes me.
that show has won all the awards. Like that is a Broadway hit, but pre-pandemic they would have been kicked out of their venue anyway in favor of a Hugh Jackman production that was starting up. So the Winter Garden, I believe that made Cats famous. They were their venue was gonna move, and they weren't sure what to do because the venue was the show. Like that stage set was the show, and that particular size, and it would be hard to tour a show like that with that stage. Like it's just.
Sorry, I can hear my daughter blasting music on her earphones.
Okay.
Hey, we're live on an interview, and you're blasting music in your ears.
That's cool. It's a family show.
Yeah, it's she's 9 going on 16.
Aw.
All right. So, Victoria, you're a very creative person with some amazing ideas. If there was a Student Bodies and Radioactive crossover, what would you think would happen in the episode? I want to hear both your perspectives. Let's hear.
Oh man, I'm
Let's hear
not good at this. Melissa's good at this.
Mm.
Yes,
This is
you
a question
are.
for Melissa.
Okay.
Well, I mean, anything goes on Radioactive. It was just such a jokey kind of show. We didn't really tackle, because Student Bodies, you guys were like the Canadian Friends. You took on really serious subject matters, whether it was coming out or alcohol.
But that was
or
more towards the
just-
end. It started off really goofy, and then
I like the goofy. That's where Radioactive and Student Bodies would I think mix a bit more.
Yeah.
So, I just like I said, I think you and I would love to see Cody drawing what he sees around Upper Redwood, and
Uh-huh.
you would just fit right in. Especially, I can picture you and George being best friends, and then
Yes.
there'd be a will they or won't they, because you're just both so klutzy, and he would just fall
Or
head
brother
over
and
heels.
sister.
Yeah, or that could work. That could work too. Yeah, but the klutziness of Grace is like right up our alley. So come on in.
Was Radioactive? I can't remember. Was it like set in the future or in real time?
No, it was in like the late '90s. So
No, I know, but I remember the set was kind of, wasn't it a bit more futuristic than our thing? Like it was more, or was it just that it was more out there?
I think it was. Yeah, it was more out there. It was the same set as, or part of the same set as Radio Enfer. It was an English version of
You
Radio
were
Enfer.
okay, so you guys shared a French set, a French
Yeah.
and English set. That's interesting.
Yeah, the director was the same guy. Well, the first season it was Jennifer Seguin directed the whole first season,
Okay.
and she's amazing.
Yeah.
Her and Simon Peacock guested on one episode. He was just
I
to this
love
day. He was so funny. It's like
Yeah.
the stuff he pulled off. I was just like,
It's funny. I just saw him recently because I work with Simon quite a bit and in video
Oh.
games, and he was on an episode of Neverending Story with me, and he had such a great part, and he was so funny. He's such a funny guy, but now he's so busy directing video games that he doesn't even have time for acting anymore.
I want to know about the video game thing. What's going on with that? You're doing video games?
I've been doing video games for a while. I actually got an ACTRA award for best video game performance on Deus Ex.
Okay. You were doing, because I know you were doing one before, but I thought you were doing a new one. And I remember seeing a
Oh
drawing.
yeah, I'm always doing new ones, but we can't talk about them because it's all confidential.
Ah, that's okay.
We have to sign all kinds of NDAs and stuff. And
'Cause I
Victoria.
remember when you got
Victoria
your
is-
award, you had posted a picture of the character.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I
but
was
that
like-
that was from before. That's not the
Right.
one about the award. Wait, I can't remember. But I recently did the Outer Worlds, and that I'm allowed to talk about because it's out.
Ah.
So I play Ellie in the Outer Worlds. It's a really cool game. So if you guys are gamers out there, that's a fun one.
Amazing.
Any gamers out
Yeah.
Anime John's asking a question. He said, in case you didn't see my earlier question, no, I didn't, John, because there's been like 400. But but just to recap, what grades would you think both your series take place in? Like, did you think you were ninth graders, eighth graders?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Wait.
I think we were like in grade 10 or something. Like we were graduating. I know that when I left, they graduated, but I left before graduation.
Mhm.
I think it was maybe around grade 9 for us, because there was never any talk of any graduation, anything for our class. No.
Just an endless semester, which is a
Yeah.
good name for a band, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember that.
But
Yes.
see, now I watch Community, and I'm like, there's a lot of this. I just see a little bit of Radioactive in the sense that a lot of it is in the one room, and there's very limited cast. Obviously, it's 2 different shows, 2 different budgets. They've got tons of extras. We had maybe 2 in 3 years. I just love campy shows. I miss sitcoms. You know, I had so much fun on Student Bodies. Then when I got Radioactive, it was such a great these are great gigs to have. They're hilarious.
We were so lucky. We were
Yeah.
so lucky. Some of the best times of our lives. I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah.
But
to do that in Montreal,
yeah,
it's like unheard of.
I know. Definitely amazing memories. Yeah.
And actually, I remember I was at La Ronde once, and there was somebody going around trying to recruit people to come to the studio to watch a taping of Radio Enfer. They would approach kids at La Ronde and say, if you want to come see a free show here, blah, blah, blah. And I went with a few of my people from high school, and little did I know. But you guys shot in a real school.
You guys had a live audience?
We had a live audience for like half of the first season, if not less.
Wow!
But we had a laugh track.
Experience that.
Oh, it was fun. David Acker was the warm-up guy.
That's so cool. I always wanted to see what that would feel like, being in front of a live audience instead of just getting the fake laugh track.
Yeah, but it didn't last for us very long. It didn't go on. I don't remember if there was an incident where somebody was just. I don't remember any heckling, but.
I remember because John Carlos said he's like, yeah, they used to get guys from my old school, and it's a bunch of Italian kids being like, yeah, this is stupid, making a bunch of, and he's Italian, so it's okay, but he's he was just basically saying it's just like the live audience was a little rowdy sometimes, and it was kind of like they'd start saying stuff, and it was probably a lot cheaper and less expensive to just, mime the laughter and stuff like that. But Victoria, you and Jessica and Jamie have all told me stories about how the crew you were working with in Student Bodies never laughed at anything you did. And all these big bits you were doing was met with icy silence. And I just want to hear about that. That's super funny to me.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a language barrier thing, because most of our crew is French Canadian, or they were just concentrated on what they had to do, and were so used to seeing us, because we were pretty rowdy behind the scenes as well, so we were maybe a little bit annoying, and they were, I don't know, we were acting like kids, and we weren't even kids, and they were probably annoyed with us, and we're just like, let's get this over with, shut up and go home. But yeah, it's true. Sometimes we'd be like, we'd like to hear some kind of, feedback or response. And it was like, no? Okay.
Nothing but frosty silence. All right.
Yeah.
Here's a comment here that says a mix of a paper at a newspaper and a radio station, media company, where all of you work together. Oh, the mix of paper and radio station, media company, where all of you work together. This comment inspired something in me, is that both these formats are almost dead. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see that time is in the 90s, like a student newspaper and not a blog and a radio station is so prevalent to those times. But with the internet, like if they were to be remade right now, we had joked in the Radioactive reunion that it would probably be like a podcast active.
Yeah. Well, podcasts are huge now. I mean,
huge. Yeah.
I love podcasts.
Me too.
I love listening to them in the car when I drive.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think Student Bodies would be like the newspaper would be like a blog now or something like that if it had been like happening?
Oh
at this
yeah, a blog, a vlog. Yeah.
A TikTok page.
A TikTok.
A TikTok
page where Ross Hulk just keeps showing his muscles and stuff, and it'd be great.
It would probably be a vlog because it would include the animation, but then again, blog would have the animation as well.
Or Student Bodies.
At least that, the auditive, like audio format is not lost. People really still love to hear what people have to say. Whether it's watching them on video or listening to their voices. So my daughter's filming me and taking pictures. Anyway, so at least that's not lost. And they're even talking. I don't know if you've heard about this, Ryan, but like Marvel and they're talking about creating like audio book formats of films.
Interesting.
What?
I love audiobooks.
I don't know if this was like something that happened in the crisis of like the coronavirus and them trying to think like, wow, what do we do? But there was talks about bringing that sort of radio playback of They used to do this, I think, back in the 70s and 80s, where it was on the radio, and characters would be talking. They were talking about this with the big Marvel movies.
They've done it with Wolverine. I think
They've done it?
Yeah, they've done one with Wolverine. I believe it's pretty popular. So
see, isn't that weird that they would come back?
You gather around the radio and with some hot chocolate at night, and it brings you back. It brings me back to like a simpler time when I was very young, but I should have appreciated it more.
Melissa and I were listening to the audiobook of The Witches because originally there was supposed to be the remake that came out. We were watching the original with Angelica Houston, and I read that the writer of the book was very PO'd about the movie, so I'm like, well, let's see why. And this is the same author that wrote Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and his books are very bizarre, very particular, very British. And when we were listening to it, we turned on the virtual fireplace, we got some hot tea, and effectively made it too cozy and fell asleep in about chapter 3. But it wasn't out of unamusement, it was out of severe comfort that we provide ourselves.
You guys are the best couple, well, one of the 2 best couples I know.
Thank you.
I mentioned my friends Rosie and Lenny. Which you guys have to meet. We have to hang out one day.
Yeah.
Especially now that I have a boyfriend, which is really rare.
And he's a musician.
Yeah.
Ah.
Punk band, matchless. I'm actually wearing a sweater, matchless. And it's a psychobilly band.
So here,
him and Ryan can jam together.
Yeah.
And I'm learning to play the guitar and the electric guitar. And so if we're going into quarantine, we have a music studio in the basement, and we'll be hiding out underground.
Oh, that's so fun. We have a really nice comment right here. Both Victoria and Melissa look so very young in their 40s. Both must have started their career in their teens in the 90s and early 2000s.
Thank you.
Well, you guys did start in your teens, but you weren't really teens when you were on the shows, though. Melissa, you were like, what, 18, 19?
Something like that, yeah. I was going on 19, I think.
It's 1920.
Yeah.
Jessica was the youngest on our show.
Oh,
she was the one that I think was still in her teens.
I think
and she still looks like she's in her teens.
Absolutely.
I know.
Yeah.
Good old Gold Apple.
Amazing. They all look amazing.
Her wedding pictures, I was like,
oh
my God, you look so beautiful.
Her wedding, I was there. I was at her wedding. It was magical, and she looked absolutely stunning. Like the choice of the venue where they did it, and this kind of a New Orleans kind of feel, like bluesy.
Oh, amazing! Shout out to Jessica and Brian. Shout out to Jessica and Brian. Oh,
such a great couple too. Another amazing couple. Wow.
Another amazing.
I miss you guys.
Speaking of amazing couples, no one's asked this yet, but I'm gonna ask it. Who is your favorite love interest on the show, Victoria? You had a few.
What?
Who was your favorite love interest when you were on Student Bodies?
What do you mean I had a few?
Well, you had that gentleman you almost killed at the Halloween dance with your clumsiness. Then of course there's Jamie, and I believe there was one other.
There was a little bit of Chris, because he was all in awe that you bought a week's groceries for $1.98.
I remember that. I remember that, and I remember being so disappointed when groceries didn't cost that for the rest of my life. Every time Melissa comes home, and I'm just like, Grace would have got groceries for $1.
I know.
There was a double date with the 2 little boys. That was really cute.
Oh my God, that's so cute. I remember that.
I look like one of those little boys. And I'm not saying that like to be weird. I'm saying I literally look like one of those kids. I showed you a screen cap.
Can you pull out that picture?
Yeah, I'll try to find it.
You guys have to see this picture of Ryan. But yeah, I mean, obviously, working with Jamie Allman is a riot. It's a constant riot, and you're always like dying of laughter every 2 seconds. So super fun to work with Jamie.
He's such a. I didn't do a whole series of them, but I've worked with him assisting Ryan filming Midlife Crisis recently.
Oh,
he's just what a friggin' gem. He's a good boss. He's very good to Ryan. He's so funny. They have these like sessions where they just call each other to edit because they are on the same wavelength.
I didn't know that Ryan was helping out with Midlife. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that show. I love what they're doing with that, and you're helping with with editing.
I just
We
helped her.
both did,
I
yeah.
was a second camera for a bit, and I might have done like Ryan says I do more, but no, I did a little bit of editing for like 10 minutes, and then he got back in the saddle. But just that little time where I got to see Jamie, I hadn't seen him in so long. Ellie's fantastic, but like
Yes.
I've known Jamie for longer, and I just I humble, sweet, friendly,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Hilarious. And so are they still shooting it?
Yeah, well, what we did was they have a big live special, in the current circumstances. They need to have a big live special, and I believe it's October 20th, and then one for Ottawa on October 26th. And what we're doing is there's musical numbers, there's skits, there's so much going on in the show, and we've been working on it a lot to make sure that it's going to be amazing. And it's only $18, and it's going to be worth your money. Definitely.
Oh, keep me posted. I'll post it
The-
and share it.
The bags under my eyes, like there's some serious effort being put into the show, not because it's hard to make it good, but because they packed so much in that punch. Like they really did so many skits, so many bits, so many musical numbers. Just
wow.
They respect their audience, is what I'm
They
saying.
do.
And
They're like, if
James
we're
is a
gonna
great
ask
musician,
for.
too.
Oh my God, they're
Oh
so
my
good.
God, he is.
He's
Both of
amazing.
them are fantastic.
Both of them are
yeah.
both. We were recording the musical numbers, and they were doing it like a cappella, like they had earbuds in to hear what they were doing, and they were singing in perfect harmony. Like they do 5-6 takes or whatever, and I'm just kind of like, I've been singing for like 20 years, and I'm well aware of them. Like when you listen to how consistent they were in each of their performances, I'm like, it takes talent to replicate yourself for sure. Like sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get that good singing take, but no, every single one of their takes was great, which made it hard to pick the takes after the fact.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Couldn't you guys just fart? Couldn't you guys just fart or burp in one of these takes just so I could be like, no, and it's gone. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's a great show that they put on. Amazing. And I'm glad to hear you part of it.
So everybody who are commenting there, if we didn't get to all your questions, Victoria, what are you on the Twitter and or Instagram machine so all your adoring fans can follow
I'm not
you,
on Twitter very
ask
often.
questions?
I'm not on Twitter very often, but my Twitter account is Love Collector.
Okay.
Like Love Collector. And Instagram is Victoria Steffi, which is my second name. Steffi is Stefi. So Victoria Steffi altogether.
All right.
Yeah.
And Melissa, what about you? I believe you're starting up a new YouTube and Instagram show. You're in
Victoria's been so supportive of this over the years, and I haven't but I want to start like a little Martha Stewart home decor thing. Because all I do is post my friggin' home decor on Instagram, and it's like I could just do a little quick video.
Decor, your cooking, your vegan stuff, your cosmetics, the stuff you use to remove your makeup,
You remember that?
And the coconut oil and the voices you do and the accents you do. Put everything in there. You have to do it. You are so talented.
Thank you. And this is what I'm talking about. Okay, Victoria was interviewed by Ryan years ago, and she was like, your girlfriend is so talented. Melissa needs to be a YouTuber, and I'm still fumbling with that crap. Anyways, so...
If anyone knows about procrastination, it's me. I'm very good at trying to get everyone else's projects done, but when it comes to mine...
Seriously.
They take the back seat. But that's going to change. I'm making some transitions. I helped a lot of people in this business that were not very... that were not very
didn't reciprocate.
Yeah, I just didn't appreciate it, and I think I've poured out my heart so much for so many people that this is a moment for me in transition to start paying attention to my heart and to things that I want to do. And I'm writing a lot. I'm going to be I'm directing. So
what are you directing? I want to know.
Yeah, let's hear about that.
I can't talk about it yet, but I'm definitely directing, and I'm
awesome.
Really in my element, and I'm really excited about it. So,
well, Victoria, I would just like to say, as a full member of the of ACTRA, I am very good at playing crackheads and bums. And if
I
you
know
need
you are.
if you need a crackhead and a bum who does not have the traits of a crackhead or a bum, and will show
But I
up and
don't want
not
to
smell like
typecast
anything.
you, Ryan. I don't want to typecast you. I think
Okay.
you would also make an incredible prince and a
Oh,
knight.
well, thank you.
And there's so many things that you could play. I think I'm going to start writing roles for my friends because I have so many talented friends in the city and in Canada and elsewhere that it's time that I start writing roles for them and the ones that have not had the exposure they deserve, which are many. I think that's the direction I'll be going. So I could be, get really old and wrinkly and still write and create and not worry about, what I look like or anything, and just do, get good actors that I know and good talent and crew in the right places.
Yeah,
I love
and
getting people together.
you know my favorite part about just being on sets is that I love the feeling of when it's this big cohesive unit and everybody's kind of there like to create the thing. So I do like the independent projects where you can get your hands dirty and that kind of stuff. But I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to be like, and cut, and I walk off the set and I immediately pick up a light and I do the next shot and just be the actor crew member. I'm like, yeah, that seems like a lot better than just sitting around for like 5 hours until they might need you or something. I'm like, I've never felt so much more useless than being like, stay here, don't leave. It's better if you don't leave.
Or being forgotten in your trailer on a big production. I think that happened to me once.
Really?
Simon Peacock and I were joking about that the other day. Like,
tell it.
You come out, you're like, aren't I supposed to be on set soon? Oh, you're still here?
No.
Oh
my god.
That's awesome.
That's what I love about directing and producing and like whatever other position on the crew. Like, you are constantly in rhythm and doing stuff, and also I love collaboration. I love teamwork and that sense of everyone kind of combining their efforts to create. I love that about what we do.
Oh, amazing. This is Victoria. We don't want to keep you all night. But
I'd stay here all night if it wasn't for having to memorize lines for tomorrow. But
there you go. I don't want to wear out my welcome, but you are so amazing. Would you come back on the show and hang out with us again? And maybe we'll bring Jessica and we'll tell some stories, man, because the Student Bodies and Radioactive thing, this is a lot of fun. And we should get everybody from those shows is great, and we should just get more people to come hang out and stuff like that. For instance, something so interesting is that you and Giancarlo, you are super into Magic the Gathering. He owns a card game store in which he sells all this stuff, and he gets the
Chez Geeks. It's across from Saint-Sulpice at Barrie Metro. It's on Saint Denis.
On Saint Denis in Ontario. Yeah.
I used to live in that neighborhood.
So I always found it interesting that you guys have so much in common when it comes to like the love of board games. I find those games boring, but you guys seem to like them, so that's good. That's
I haven't seen him in years, but he's such a cool guy. I hope you're doing well, buddy, and it'd be great to cross paths again. Hopefully, we're not in confinement too long. And
I want.
Oh, sorry. No, I recently got one of my best friend's kids into Magic the Gathering. And it was right before COVID. And I think she's very grateful that I did, because it really got them off their iPads, and it's just like, it's a game that really makes them think, and it's educational. And they use like math and the numbers and their imagination. And guys, get your kids into Magic the Gathering and D&D and that kind of stuff. Because that's where the imagination runs wild, and it's just limitless. The game it's incredible.
Nice.
Amazing. Yeah. I should give it another shot. I think I tried playing it when I was like 13, and I said nah. And I should get back into it.
You guys should you would love it. I'm sure, knowing you guys, you would get so into it. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, and I'll definitely be back, and we should have like a lot of the Student Bodies people in one. How many screens can go on this?
Got like 10.
That would be so much fun. You do like a Radioactive reunion on it, or a Student Bodies reunion on it, and you get everyone to just talk shit on it.
And thanks for
Nice.
doing Ryan's birthday video, by the way.
That was so touching, Melissa. Like that, what you pulled off there
Thank
was
you.
unbelievable. I cried.
Oh my
It
God.
was so nice. And just seeing Ryan's reaction watching it. Wow.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have it queued up right now, but Melissa, for my birthday this year, which was back in April, when I usually am kind of like a low budget P. Diddy, and I like making my birthdays kind of like that big thing to do, and bringing many people together. And to not do that for the first time in many years was like having a hole in your soul that was made by a shotgun. So Melissa surprises me with this video featuring not only friends and family, but all these friends that were guests on the show that have since become friends, like you, Jessica, Jamie, Mick, Ross, Ryan, Giancarlo. Like it, there are more, but it was just insane because I was watching it not just as, oh, look at all these friends and my family are in this. And I'm just like thinking as the YTV fan that started this fucking show, I'm like, holy shit, this is the first time all these fucking guests have been in a row. Why don't I have a trailer for my show? This is insane. This is an accomplishment. I've got some guests on this show. Wow. This is the first time ever that Student Bodies and Radioactive have actually been in the same 30 seconds. This is pretty cool.
It was.
So yeah.
Okay. What?
So
Someone rang the doorbell.
Oh.
Okay.
and on that note,
just Oh God. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, because she's alone in the house.
Yeah.
okay.
Sure.
We're going to we're going to mute her so she could go live her life properly. Melissa, wasn't this fun tonight?
It was so much fun. Love Victoria, and that's. There's nothing else to say. She's a freaking awesome human being. We want more. Aww.
Here's
Thanks
another
for the comments, everyone.
Here's another lovely one. Thanks for doing this, guys, and thanks for the mini broadcast, Melissa.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I'm not putting this because it's a compliment. I'm saying this because Glenn is a nice guy and has his own YTV fan page, so check that out.
You are the man, Ryan.
I am a man, and I'm not sure about the man, but I am a man. And Victoria's back. Hey.
Hey.
So was it Joe Pesci, and did you have to lead him away with paint cans and micro machines?
No, luckily it wasn't the case. No, it's because I got my niece and her friend living with me now, and that was one of their friends bringing a birthday cake for one of them. So it's a surprise.
Lovely.
Oh, so nice.
Yes.
Lovely.
All right.
Well, you got to learn those lines, and yeah. Yeah, and I gotta get back to helping Jamie and Ellie make sure that Yid Life Crisis the special is amazing.
Please
So,
give me a heads up. Please give me a heads up a few days in advance so I could post it and stuff, and send them my regards.
Absolutely. And to everybody out there, thank you very much for following. Melissa, on Instagram, you are at MelVegan.
Yes.
Perfect.
And I'm very busy now. I must take the dog for a pee.
Now, Melissa's got some crazy October Halloween related content coming to MelVegan, so we're not sure what the new Instagram page is going to be called.
One quick anecdote. Victoria stayed at our house one night because she was in town. And I was so thrilled you could just crash at our place. And Fox wasn't feeling too good that night. And Victoria got up and knocked on my door at like 3 a.m. She says, Melissa, I don't know if Fox is feeling okay. And I was like, oh no. And he had thrown up. He might have eaten something perhaps from the litter box. I don't know. But I'm so happy that you... I was
so worried about him. I was like, there's something wrong with the little guy.
Yeah.
But how's he doing now? He's good?
He's great. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Thanks so
I
much
can't wait
for
to hang
doing
out with
this.
you guys again. We're going to
Yeah.
invite you.
In person.
We're going to invite you over to the jam room.
Yes, and we have to watch play video games on Ryan's big projector screen.
Yeah.
With Jade.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And
your
she'll-
van.
We'll have to create a bubble, because now apparently we can only do like the bubble homes and stuff. So we'll have to be extra careful. And but I think you two are definitely two people I would love in my bubble any day.
Oh,
thank
that's
you.
lovely.
Say,
See, everybody,
likewise.
it's lovely. It's lovely when friendship is real. Everybody, thank you for watching this. If you're watching this, hey, this show has Instagram. It has Instagram too. It does. It's at you, me, and YTV. And Victoria, just to say right before we go, the name of this show was set on ET Canada once because Victoria, in the middle of within the first 20 minutes, she was around everybody for the first time in 20 years. And they're on camera, and all these cameras are on them on ET Canada on a big set. She didn't forget to mention little old me on national television.
God,
So
yeah.
thank
we
you
wouldn't
so
have been there
much.
without you. We wouldn't have been there without you guys. And I'm forever grateful for that, and for and for you having this show for all of us 90s TV kids. It's awesome. It's awesome. We really appreciate it.
Well, the work that was done back then, I find was completely magical, and we cannot forget about everybody. So watch that stuff on YouTube. Comment in those sections. Comment on this video. Share this video around. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Take it easy, you, me, and YTV fans. We'll be back at some point in October for some maybe Are You Afraid of the Dark stuff. So that'll be kind of fun. Just waiting, confirming on a date of stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
Take it easy, everyone.
Bye,
And,
Victoria. Bye, Jade.
Happy Halloween, but I'll talk to you guys before then.
All right.